So obviously to film our production, we have to be prepared to know exactly where we want to film. So when it comes to the day of shooting, we're already going to know exactly where we're going to film. And this will save time because unfortunately with our group there's not a lot of days where all three of us are free, and also the main actor, so that's all four of us. Therefore we need to get everything shot in 1 or 2 days, and so we need to be prepared to go from place to place as quickly as possible, and having a location recce will mean we know exactly what we're doing when. So firstly, we are filming here, both in my house and in my room, and this is partially because I have a triple monitor setup that looks exactly like a gaming setup or a modern gaming setup, and therefore this suits the target audience perfectly. This is what the main character's personal setup is going to be like, so the target audience will not only relate to the main character, but they'll also aspire to have a setup like him. I'm using my triple screen setup because that's hopefully by the beginning and the end of the sequence going to be the two screens. Like, he's going to go into them, then he's going to end up back in this room, or this is what our plans go at the moment. He's going to get back in this room and he's going to want to try and go back through the screens, but he can't. And that's where the film's going to start. So our other idea for using my house is to go down to my Nana Grandma's kitchen and to use their fridge. And basically what he's going to have done is he's going to, for an MLG reference, we want him to have stored Mountain Dew and Doritos in there, and we also want him to, as a jokey calling your computer reference, keep his keyboard, mouse and PC in there. We also plan to use a variety of locations in Fran's house, and that is to have a second environment that the main character isn't used to, but it's still a house. Therefore he's in a comfortable environment, but he's in a place he's not sure of, and this allows him to actually kind of explore the main area. It allows the audience to explore it with him without having to worry about anything else that could be going on, so it's a good place to start his first bit of his adventure. And also using a lot of different places in this house, and also her garden probably, this will allow us to go between many different screens, which are mainly going to be either TVs or her computer or my laptop or tablet or phone, whatever that might be, and therefore kind of keep going between the screens and therefore make for a very fluent transition throughout the house. And it should be kind of nice, you know, to be able to have all these different places in one go that we can keep switching between by using the screens, and it should look very nice in the final product. So actually we should also be able to use a fridge, and then we can actually doubly use the comedy to have a laptop and Doritos once again in the fridge, and add to the comedy effect, or the comedy running joke, let's say, of calling a PC in the fridge and keeping Doritos and Mountain Dew in a fridge. We plan to use either an alleyway or a high street. We're not quite sure which one yet. We'll probably shoot it in both, and then whichever one we want to use, we will use. And we're going to use those for that respawning after we may have died, because those are places where we've got a wide area where we can use a tracking shot, but it's also somewhere where if we film it at the right time, we'll be able to have him spawning in as if nothing around him has moved, and therefore this should add to the fluidity of the respawn cut and should look rather nice. We also plan to use Fran's work to actually film in there and be able to use our own game that we're probably going to call Shopping Simulator. We have brainstormed this game a lot, and right now we're just trying to plan exactly what we want to do for the actual production. We've got to figure out what sort of, as I say, we want to have a shot where he goes into a shopping simulator, he finds Half-Life 3, which will be another running joke, but at this time not from the production, but from social media, where everyone's like, when's Half-Life 3 coming out, and that'll be another running joke that we can use in our production. Basically, the main target is to basically find anywhere with screens, so that's partially the reason we want to use Fran's work, because that has screens in there, because they use it to display games and films. We also plan to use a corridor in a shopping mall, and we're going to have a shopper on their phone, and basically that's going to be teleported into their phone. So we're basically just trying to find a lot of creative ways in which he can go between screen and screen and fit the storyline in between them. We also plan to use a park as an effective way to utilise space, because by using a park we'll have the freedom of space around us. We'll be able to come up with any other games we want, so any free roam game we can really kind of do in a park. So we'll have to find a Greenland area. It's probably going to be the park down near the shopping mall we're planning to use. Obviously I won't name the location because this video is going online and I don't want to ruin my identity. So the plans currently for this is to actually try and use a dragon. However, we're going to edit that. We might just find a free for use dragon online, because whilst I am rather good with editing, I can't do dragon. And another plan we try to use is Mario, because obviously Mario takes place most of the time outdoors and in greeny places, especially the first level of whatever game you like playing, and therefore fitting that into a park would be a very good idea. But yeah, those are the locations we currently plan on using, and having these locations prepared for us so that we know exactly what we're doing should allow for us to film this production as quickly as possible.